Welcome and hello and hello and welcome, welcome and hello, hello and welcome, welcome and hello, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me on this extremely exciting, absolutely electric. Let's face it, guys, this show is an absolute turd sandwich. It's un poco mas, guys. I try to come on here and give you just a little more. A lot of things were really working today. CRISPR really popped before the ER. I mean, I really can't blame you if you took some profits on that one. I didn't. I didn't take much. I mean, I tend to basically play around the margins. Shocker, my pop-up ad is like SoFi after SoFi after SoFi. Um, but Nio was like I had a sea of green out there, and Nio just looked like the lone Christmas ornament, the big shiny red Christmas ornament in a big green Christmas tree. Because even like Xpeng and Lee, they were both up, I think 2-3%. Nio just absolutely shit the bed. Dropping 36 cents. I don't know what the range was today, to be honest with you, but I want to, before I get going on Nio, and I don't mean to be off track, guys, but people are asking me, like, how do you look at things? Like, how do you actually spot what's going on? And prop is a stock I was talking about a lot, and it looked quite strong today. It was basically trading along pre-market under $3, and then sort of gapped up a little bit at the open. Didn't really gap up, just kind of filled to right where it was, I guess, pre-market, or maybe that was Friday. I don't know. I can't decipher everything. But anyway, so it jumps up to about 302, which is where it closed the day. It does this, middle finger pump and dump, but there's just the trading going up, looks reasonably organic. There's a lot of green in there. There's a lot of orders. You can tell it's a lot of real buying. Then it gets to the top, and then it gets extremely formulaic. But just something I want to point out, if you guys are looking how to spot manipulation. Okay, one of the tricks they use is that they'll fix the price instead of on a penny. They'll fix the price on a hay penny. And if you haven't got a hay penny, God bless you. But whenever these guys are fixing the price and walking a stock down on half-cent increments, they're doing so because they're rigging the bid and the ask, and they're just fixing the price and they're putting it where they want it. Now, I don't control the market. I don't have crystal balls, but just logically to me, I'm a math guy. Like, logically to me, if you're trying to overwhelm the order book, right, you're sitting at $3. You're sitting at $3.10.5 right here. You're fixing it there. Before that, they were fixing this little area. You see these little hashes. I mean, there's almost no volume, so it's very easy to fix. They're fixing it at 309.5. So it's again a half-cent increment. They step it down and fix it right here. Where are they fixing it? 308.5 cents. Is this a sell-off, guys? Is this organic? The insiders own this whole company. They keep acquiring shares every chance they get. Now they've got some, mechanic algo on the stock, some short selling, mechanical bull with a dildo strapped to its head, just taking a bunch of fentanyl and uppers and goofballs. And now that's on the stock. And these cheese balls can't accumulate all the shares. Now I got a bunch of retail idiots sniffing around the stock, just coming in after the game, sniffing the bleachers, looking for change and whatever else they can find. Random aromas. Anyway, guys, so this isn't by accident. This is an algorithm that's funded and has shares, and they're saying, hey, we want the stock to close just where it opened. Today is going to be a giant pump and dump. But don't fall for that crap, guys. This is accumulation. If you look at the beginning of the day, there's a bunch of volume over here, all green. End of the day, you go long stretches where it's like a barren desert. And then you get these huge step downs. And then you think that's it? You think it's just a couple cents? No. They're fixing there at 308.5. They're fixing right here at 307.5. They're fixing here at 306.5. Briefly at 306, but then 305.5. Step it down to 304.5. And then this one candle, again, perfectly, 2 cents, 304.5 to 302.5. You say, well, why does this matter? It really doesn't. I just don't want you to think this is anyone who's holding the stock selling it off, or, oh, this day was a wash, they didn't accumulate anything. This is equivalent of just hitting retail over the head with a baseball bat until you're unconscious. And once you're unconscious on the ground, they take your shares out of your pockets. That's what this price action is. I mean, if you look at what this company is actually doing, they put a bunch of investment into, oil production, and they've acquired all these assets, and they're, about to start drilling these very, very profitable wells. This company, the multiples don't make any sense. When you start to look at what are the expected revenues, what are the expected profits a few years going out, and then you look at the market cap, you look at the debt, you look at it, it doesn't make sense. This thing has to be at least $10. And I think insiders know that. I think institutions know that. I think everybody besides, you and I knows it. Because we're the jerks. We're the ones who go, oh my God, it was trading all day there at 310. And, just in the end of the day, it fell off a cliff to 302. Something bad must have happened. This might have been a bad stock. I should get out. And I know they're also actively stopping out and going to war with day traders, and they're also playing calls and all sorts of other things. But I just look at these things, guys. Just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get me. This is not, or that's why I keep trying to say, the price action is meaningless. It's just programmed into a computer. They just program it in. They go from, 310.5 to 302.5 in this time frame, in these increments, go. How many you and I buy, whether we stand on our head till our ears turn red and call our dog Spot, calling the shots, doesn't matter. You guys are Cal Worthington fans. It's dog Spot, rest in peace. I assume Cal Worthington has to be dead. I'm always wrong, but I mean, that guy was old when I was a little kid. He had that tiger and like the car lot in Long Beach. I love those commercials. Oh, I love cars, and it's like, dude, what kind of car dealer has a bunch of tigers? Little kid, that's enticing. Cars and tigers, what a combination. What a great job. I want to own my own business. The car business a little boring. I'm going to bring in some tigers. Why not? Call it my dog Spot. Very clever. Very, very clever advertising. I think the dealership is still very successful to this day. Given these horrific Nio losses, I certainly can't afford a new vehicle. But no, I actually bought some shares today. I don't know where exactly I bought them. I think it was, I don't know, maybe about high 460s. I'd have to look back to know. But again, this is a zipper job. This is, if you think prop is manipulated, I mean, this is just disgusting. And I mean, the orders aren't there, but I think the orders are going to take care of themselves in-house with the L90 and the Firefly once Firefly's on Choco. But that's my worry too. Are we feeding the beast? Are they going to Choco us off, put a knife in our back at 2 CYTL? While William Lee's out there just, building the future, leading a revolution, is CATL just gleaning all the technology, all the data they need, the power they need, and they're just going to leave us for dead by the side of the road, probably steal our whole swap network. I don't know. I mean, I just don't trust CATL, because again, CATL makes this huge announcement today. Big announcement. I forgot what it was. Isn't that important? But that's good news. Firefly beginning, Norway and Netherlands. But the problem with Firefly is an amazing car, and it's going to sell like hotcakes anyway. But it's a swap orphan. They don't really have a swap network for this. So future Firefly cars are going to be on the CATL. I don't know why I can't think today, guys. I'm so tired. I'm just so tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. But anyway, so that's good news. 2 more countries, Fireflies going in, Baidu and Lyft. But it was something else I was looking for. Yeah, so CATL signs deal to bring 100,000 battery swappable cars at Car Inc.'s fleet. And they're signing all these deals. CATL, Choco, skateboard chassis, and all this. And what's the partnership with Nio? Is the partnership with Nio like CATL dates the cheerleader, goes to homecoming and, goes off on a nice senior trip to Hawaii. And meanwhile, Nio's back there just getting kicked in the groin over and over by a world championship kickboxer, just a Thai kickboxer, like a Muay Thai guy, just using our gonads for freaking heavy bag, and then going speed bag on us with some freaking punching drills, little speed bag action on the old testes. You know what I mean? What's the partnership here? I mean, we've had partnerships with these big, state run. I can't even remember anymore. Cherry, Geely. How many of these did we announce? We announced like 7 partners, all these big companies. Oh, things are in development. The wheels are in motion. It was like when Jerry Seinfeld was going to prevent Babu Bhatt from being deported. The wheels are in motion, you said. Bad man. CATL. I mean, where are these cars? How long does it take to develop a car? Nio's giving you all the technology. All you got to do is basically put a design together. And old Big Bill Lee will mock this thing up in his garage out of clay, pop this thing into production in no time. But you got to get with the program, horse. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Getting about sick of, being in this desert, the journey through the desert alone. I'm not Moses. I'm a fat guy. I don't like the sun. I burn easily. I get peckish. On a road trip. And if I'm walking, I'm screwed. No, seriously, guys. Seriously. When is somebody going to build a car on the Nio Swap network? And CATL could snap their fingers and start making that happen. How are they going to they only have 400 swaps. I know they're planning on building out aggressively. I know this new deal with, iCar, whatever it is, this gives them a couple of thousand locations. So they have this real organic way to grow quickly. Guys, the Choco swap network growing ultra fast and all these cars being built, it just does not look good for Nio. I don't know how you can put it any other way. Yes, I want to partner with CATL, but it seems like if CATL wanted a partner and they wanted to be, 50-50 or own the majority of Nio Power and Nio Swap, why wouldn't they already be building cars? I mean, they only have 400 swaps. Nio has like 10 times that. They cover the entire country of China. It's a mature swap network. It's built for this. I was built for this. Like Brittany, bitch. I mean, what are we doing here, guys? Did we just let the axe murderer inside the house? Did we just let Judas in? Did we just let Brutus in and give him a butcher knife and turn our back to do our taxes? I'll just be crunching numbers over here. Here's a big butcher knife. My safe's open. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's wide open. Got a lot of cash in there. No, I trust you. Fix yourself another drink. Yeah. Oh, you sharpen knives. Great. Sharpening your knife now. I'll just turn around and expose my kidney. Hey, how about old William Lee? I don't want to make any like off color. That was accidental. Off color like organ harvesting jokes. I was just watching this special on organ harvesting in China. Whew. Or some region of China. I don't know. Man, there's a lot of horrible things going on in the world, guys. China's probably not even the worst of it. Not even close. Some of the stuff I was like, oh my God, reading about going on. Some of these like Middle East, like influencer women who go over there. These like Russian oligarchs and these guys getting together, these sheiks, these high-end influencers. Whew. Dude, if you haven't read that article, don't read it. It's too much. Like you just, I guess you have a lot of money, and you're just a sick, twisted individual. Those two things coalesce to create some very off-color experiences. If you're a sort of somewhat naive young influencer lady thinking you're going to go over for a few free purses and snapping some photos, all of a sudden you're, in the hospital for a few years trying to recover. Anyway, guys, it's neither here nor there. This show is not about like, human trafficking and such, but man, these stories just keep coming. And it's like everybody's talking about Epstein, which side is at fault for Epstein, all this stuff. And it's like, man, stuff is going on everywhere. Everywhere. It's just a sick, twisted world. I don't know how that really helps the show or the Nio investor, but just like don't read the news, man. You just lock yourself in a bubble. I wish I had a bubble, like a stock bubble, just tickers all around me, like sort of that dome in Vegas. Just stock tickers and talking heads, a giant like 10-story Kramer's Hedge charitable trust, everything going in the charitable trust. What a guy. What a guy. It's all for the charitable trust. Who cares if I'm right or wrong? It's all for charity. I can't really remember. I was on my way to look at a new speedboat. Again, Seinfeld references today. I don't really know why. I haven't seen the show in decades, but I still remember it. I remember every single freaking word of that show. I don't know. There wasn't a lot going on back then, entertainment-wise. There was no U-turd, no streaming. Basically had to go down, rent softcore porn on VHS or watch Seinfeld and, I don't know, whatever the hell else was out there. Married with Children, a little bit later, Friends. I love the whole Law and Order franchise, of course. Michael Moriarty. He got away with it once. Don't let him do it again. Max Greevy. I like all the fat guys. I'm partial to chunky guys. You know that. I'm not gay. I'm extremely gay friendly. I don't mean that. I'm about as gay friendly as they come. I love to party. I'm great with finger symbols. Surprisingly pretty decent limbo guy for a fat guy. But I can shake some man meat. I can throw my fat ass around, if you know what I mean. Been in a gay conga line or two. Whatever. What are you gonna do? Get a few too many rums in you. But I don't know, man. I lived in a place in San Diego where it was like the whole neighborhood was gay, and it's like best neighborhood ever. Wasn't a lot of straight guys, but like even in the gay bars, like nobody hit on me. Yeah, this fat guy in the cargo shorts, he's definitely straight. I don't care. Even if he was gay, wouldn't look twice at him. Anyway, a little bit demoralizing. I don't know why. Again, back to Seinfeld. I'm sitting here with a guy drinking champagne coolies. It's a bit emasculating. That was a good episode. That red-haired guy was funny. I've seen him in a bunch of other stuff. They brought him back as the I think he was the dance coach, and when Larry was doing Curb Your Enthusiasm, dancing with David Schwimmer, and he was getting into the argument about his dad with the mixed nuts. There wasn't enough cashews or whatever. Guys, how bad is this show on a scale of 1 to 10? -7, 44. Yeah, I know. Was that Wazir? Yeah, I saw the earnings. I tried to tell you guys this before, but nobody listens to me because I'm a big fat dummy. But this earnings was absolutely irrelevant for CRISPR. It told absolutely nothing we didn't already know. We knew the readout. We knew those results. We knew there's 2 more sort of vague readouts coming in the second half. We know there's another more important readout coming in the first half of 2026. We basically know what the pipeline is. We know what the books look like. We know the 1.7 billion. I read the whole thing just before coming on this big pile of steaming excrement we call un poco más, where we give you just a little bit more. They call me cornbread because I am moist, doughy, and I crumble under pressure. They call me the little tugboat because I am short in stature. I pull more than my own weight, and I'm rarely far from my own port. They call me Stubby Cohiba due to an unfortunate manscaping accident I had in the early 1970s using a vintage Vitamix blender just outside of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And ipso facto, long story short, no pun intended, because the story is very short and very mangled, but they call me Stubby Cohiba. Anywhere around South Florida, them parts. So It's William Schrutmuller. Show is excellent. Thank you, William. I appreciate that. I like your poetry. Let's see. I forgot what I was talking about. But anyway, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing about Nio. It's not the price. I don't care about the price manipulation. They're going to go through. Everybody wants to make a big deal. They didn't, deliver enough units. Let's face it. The Onvo 60 was an ugly piece of shit. It looked like a snail. Looked like like I said, a mix between a Pontiac Aztec and a pile of dog shit. I don't like it. It wasn't one of those cool shooting brake ones. It wasn't one of those. It just didn't look good. It wasn't a good looking vehicle. The L90, on the other hand, is a freaking masterpiece. Brings a goddamn tear to my eye. Just looking at that car. And the price point on this car, and then I said this in the description, it makes it the most, compelling value proposition, in my opinion, in the entire automotive industry. I'm not talking about one of those little $6,000 cars. But if you guys don't follow carnewschina.com, it's another great resource, including CNEV Post, which is probably my favorite website, will Fate Zhang. Throw that guy a bone. He's the one who started that site, but just an incredible resource because, I know people in China that I can talk to, but, it's not in real time. They're not like, oh, I've got them on the phone all the time, where they're close personal friends, some old business associates and stuff, that are kind of in this industry tangentially. They're not right in EV, but they're in the electronics and, aerospace and that sort of thing. But this vehicle is an insane value proposition, starting at approximately $25,000 US with battery as a service. Can I make a point that a lot of people just completely seem to forget with battery as a service? I hear just so many like U-turders. By the way, I want to thank Nio Trending for popping by my channel and leaving a comment. His channel is awesome. If you haven't, I'll leave a link to him. I never leave links. I never leave links, and I never do plugs. Other than Flint Creek Soap Company. Buy something from Flint Creek Soap Company. That's a plug. And I never do plugs, but I love those products. So, and if you have a special someone in your life, and they have any type of dry skin, or they just smell like a big pile of body odor, get them some Flint Creek soap. Wash them down, hose them down, bring them inside the house. Honey, you're not an outside dog anymore. You're an inside dog. And you need some Flint Creek soap because you're a big smelly freak. Okay, dear. Can I watch football after this? No. Thanks, honey. I hear what I want to hear, So anyway, I forgot what I was talking about, but the L90, what I wanted to talk about was what is the misconception with battery as a service. And a lot of people think, okay, if without battery as a service, it's 37 grand or 36 grand. So it takes away $11,000, which is approximately the cost of a battery with the, markup and everything. And there's different markups along the way because Nio's not yet or may never build their own, actual battery cells. I think they assemble their own packs, or a subsidiary does or something, but it might just be that, they're completely assembled by the OEM or whatever, whoever makes most of them. I know it's not all CATL, but anyway, so here's where the logic breaks down. Like, okay, it's $12,000 cheaper, but you're not really saving any money because you're paying for battery as a service. But newsflash, hotshot, you're paying no matter what. You're paying for something no matter what. If you drive a lot, you're paying to charge all the time. And battery swap is competitive with charging. And if you have a petroleum vehicle, an ICE engine vehicle, you're paying even more for gas. And in China, you can't even get, registration with a pure ICE vehicle. You can't even get registration in a lot of cities with a hybrid. And I think people are foolhardy. I just saw another article about how, companies introducing 5 new vehicles in H2 and they're all hybrids. And I know hybrids, that makes sense right now, but not as a roadmap for a young company. I think Li had the wrong roadmap, and yes, it got them on the map and it got them moving a bunch of units, but now they're moving toward pure EV. And that, guys, what scares the hell out of me? You know what keeps me up at night about this stock? And, not only that it's sold off 8%, but I think people are not so much worried about the monthly deliveries as they are, CATL's, native swap network because they can go fast. They have unlimited resources. As hard as it was, I don't think it was, Nio made it look pretty easy. But is CATL going to have this, symbiotic relationship with Nio, or are they just going to, grind us up and throw us away like trash? What do you guys think? I just didn't like the lines on it, Steve. The wheels suck, but a lot of these EVs have ugly wheels that are super energy efficient or whatever. I'm saying or whatever a lot now. It's pretty annoying. But I have a ton of annoying mannerisms. Playing with my beard and hair constantly like bothers Princess J. So many things I do. Just so annoying. Especially in person. I am just completely insufferable. Thank God for Princess J that I have this beautiful sparkling water and some horrible tap water. What's going on, Lisa? The great Clap My Dog is here. Of course, the great Katie Wentworth. Good to see you, Katie. I can't read Chinese either, Katie. Like to eat Chinese. We don't have any good Chinese food around me. Even Chinatown in LA is not good anymore. Let's see. The great Eric Stats is here. Loved you on the Brat Pack. Can't remember which company, but one of them was supposedly coming out with a car on the Nio Swap Network. Yeah, I think it was Cherry, if I'm not mistaken, one of their divisions. But the government could snap their fingers and force any of these big state-owned or partially state-owned companies to build something on the Nio Swap. If they want to make this company economically viable, they would do so. But I don't know if they've used us and abused us to prove the concept, and then they're just going to try to pretend mothball this network and then sell it all to CATL in some kind of sham bankruptcy proceeding a la GMDA, where the Israeli bankruptcy court bent over the United States investor and there's just like no recourse whatsoever. It's all just a pre-planned hit. Hits never bothered Jimmy. It's business. As long as I was making money with my Pittsburgh connection, Paulie would never find out. Anyway, guys, I'm assuming you've seen the film Goodfellas a couple 100 times. Difference between a good gangster movie and a horrible gangster movie. Goodfellas and Scarface. Now, I like Scarface for sort of like you like a cartoon. Or, I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't have any merit as a film. I'm just saying the acting, the accents, the writing, the imagery. It's just overdone and just, I don't know, hackish. Not sure. Yeah, I mean, it's still going to 100, but I don't know how fast. I mean, CRISPR still has a big short on it for no reason, and it just, the valuation doesn't make much sense. When you take the cash out, like I said, Vertex valued Caskevi at what, $10 billion or something. They paid, I think, 900 million or something for the last 10% of just that program. So that drug Vertex was valuing at 10 billion, that particular therapy, the sickle cell Caskevi program, which is now, the first FDA approved of this kind. I think maybe there's one more coming online or something, but CRISPR definitely has a first mover advantage, and their in vivo program is very impressive as well. But I would just highly encourage you guys to read this review. But so you're not paying anything really more. You're just getting a huge discount up front, and you keep paying no matter what. The only difference being, instead of owning the battery and recharging the battery, you're swapping the battery out, which is way better anyway, because you avoid all the headaches of depreciation, the range anxiety. It's just an infinitely better system. I don't know who can't see that at this point. I mean, CATL is saying they expect a third of the stuff to be swap. I mean, I don't know, that's a lot. I mean, there's no question that fixed battery and charging is probably going to be the majority for the immediate future, just because that's how they built all the cars so far. I mean, that's where Tesla is. It's where BYD is, and BYD on this like ultra fast charging. So you can see where they're going. They're not joining the Nio battery swap alliance anytime soon. I'm sure William Lee has asked, excuse me, you like to join us? Like, oh, I'll just go fuck myself. Maybe go get another high and tight haircut. Haven't got a haircut in about 90 minutes. Pretty much do. 9 a.m. shadow. Anyway, yeah, so read this review of the Onvo L90 and then try to wrap your head around the fact that it costs $25,000. I mean, these cars, and it's a great looking vehicle. It has kind of like Porsche lines, even like reminiscent of some old Saab lines and sort of that rear angle. It's just a beautiful car, in my opinion. It's got a huge frunk. Thank you. Anyway, guys, so sorry, I'm getting texts and a bunch of other situations here. Let me see. Yeah, this is a really, fair review. It goes through the 900 volt, so this car can be incredibly quickly charged if you wanted to do so. It has really fast charging. And that's another like sort of misnomer, is that you can't just go ahead and use a Nio or an Onvo like a regular EV and go ahead and charge it up. Of course you can. It doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense if you have, swap network readily available. And if you live anywhere in China, you pretty much do, even along major highways. I always say that, like including 1,000 along highways. Because it's not just focused in like urban centers. These aren't just tests. This is an actual comprehensive battery swap network covering basically the entire country. It's way more, CATL, okay, they have 400 swaps, they're saying, for the passenger program, which is respectable. It's more than anybody else besides Nio. Their swaps look just like Nio swaps. I really hope it's going to be a partnership with CATL and not a mugging, leaving us for dead in a ditch, driving us into the cold prairie like the bad guy in a Robert Duvall, Kevin Costner TBS made-for-TV Western. Where did I come from? I don't know. None of this makes sense. But I'm going to drunkenly pursue you out into the middle of Main Street with a 6-shooter, even though you're a professional gunfighter and I'm a drunken cattle baron. Why would I do that? The anger. I'm seething with anger. Kevin Costner's going to cut me down. Lever action rifle. About 100 yards out while I flail around with this Colt 45 and a bottle of whiskey. Oh, high times, I tell you. High times. Free grazing's legal. Line. I can't start. I'm fond of you, Sue. This is the worst acting I've ever heard in my life. I am Annette Benning, for God's sake. I have to work with this specimen. Oh, the doc's your brother, not your husband. I didn't know. I've been out riding fence. Oh my God. Things I have to do as an aging actress in Hollywood for a paycheck. No justice in it. Here, acting my heart out. This moron couldn't outact a ham sandwich. But I love Tin Cup. No, I'm a huge Kevin Costner fan. I just like to give him the business. Such a talent. A pretty big forehead for a superstar. I don't really know what I'm talking about here, guys. I think this was supposed to be a Nio video. But yeah, they returned some short today, so it's just selling off. There's still pretty high cost to borrow on the stock, still, purportedly 100% utilization, but the short score has gone down considerably from 75 down to 72, which is actually significant decrease there. There's just plenty of shares to go around. The cost is nowhere near the cost to borrow is right now, is not what would drive this thing into some kind of upward move with a short squeeze. We kind of saw a little bit of that going on with CRISPR, but remember, for a day or two in there, the cost to borrow was hitting like 50%. So 7-8% is not even in the same magnitude, not order of magnitudes less. What's up, Oleg? The third leg, they call him. Don't ask why. Ask his wife. She's always smiling. Why are you always smiling, Mary? Do you know Oleg's nickname? I don't know, Oleg. If you have a small penis, I'm sorry. I'm just... Oh my God. Completely mentally ill. Thanks, dude. As it's so sunny and bright in my office, and it's like close the shade. It's like, so I got these like tinted glasses. They're like, instead of like sunglasses or clear glasses, it's like a 15% tint. So you kind of like chill work by the window and not just be absolutely blinded. Polaroid brand. They're very cheap. Very cheap. Because I'm using my head because I want more money for Nio shares. Yeah, I did buy some shares today. I couldn't buy too many because I was really loading the boat down at 350. And quite frankly, I'm just a bit, I have a bit of trepidation surrounding the relationship with CATL. I think we're right on the cusp. We're right on the edge of glory, as the great Lady Gaga once. I'm on the edge of glory. I'm on the I'm on Oh man, it's insane the fact that I'm sober all the time. It's absolutely nuts. My brain is still this whack. Huge Lady Gaga fan, guys. No, I actually can't really stand the whole persona, but she's a great singer. Has a hell of a voice. Don't let my Danny Oki ruin it for you. I don't know how anybody could possibly watch this program. It's terrible. I would only come by to see what Not a Lurkers sing. That's it. Yeah, man. Uncle Bruce, I know a lot of you guys are upset. The show's not going live in the morning. I'm considering a morning show. Not that I could fill those ample shoes. It would take a bald man such as Not a Lurker to step in for an affable. I always feel like Uncle Bruce has this like Mr. Rogers category. It's like a guy you would hope would be your neighbor. Just like a nice guy, a good guy, somebody who wants to help other people, somebody who will take the time. A lot of people who have an expertise built up over a career, over a number of decades, they just are not of a mind to go back and teach, to help the new people, to help the new generation learn what they know. And I think it's a very remarkable and incredibly positive quality to have. Can you guys hold on un momento? Got somebody knocking. Sorry about that, guys. False alarm. I think that was a knock on my neighbor's door. But nobody home. Anyway, probably just a scamazon. Anyway, dropping some things you order. You're just not going to run down to the store. I need a roll of paper towels. Well, let me put that in a 4-foot by 5-foot box. I get something the other day. It was like one little item. It was just in like a box the size of a coffin. It's like, what? All this padding. Like, like a $6 item or whatever, a $10 item was like $40 worth of packaging. Killed like 50 trees. I was like, I got to re-examine my shit. This online shopping is unnecessary. Just walk down to the store. It's not like I live like 100 miles out in the fucking frozen Alaskan tundra in a major urban center. Just a lazy piece of shit. I hate the fact that I'm so honest, because then you have to like grapple with it. Hate it. I wish I could engage in self-delusion, but unfortunately, life has slapped me in the face like a cold, hard salami, where I have to confront the harsh reality walking through life with short, fat legs, manageable penis, not much intelligence or ability, little athleticism, certainly not tall enough to get a college scholarship. I really never had the makings of a varsity athlete, to quote Corrado Soprano. I told you not to say that, we're leaving. He's like, get your coat, AJ. He's like, Dad, I didn't bring a coat. Oh, good. A great line. Dude, that kid in Sopranos, AJ, I can't remember his name, but the little kid, like, who used to be chubby and then he got thin. He's a good actor, man. He's a way better actor than that daughter. She's, Meadow. Come on, Dad. So over dramatic, so overacting. And AJ's like, I just don't give a fuck. Driving around in my Nissan Xterra. This attractive Latina single mother. Whatever. You do you, ma. You do you. I'll do her. No, sir. No. I wish AJ Soprano talked just like Tony Montana and Scarface. Anyway, guys, sorry, this video is terrible and I have to go to the bathroom. I just, again, hate to be honest, but read the review. I don't know. I don't have anything to justify it, but so many things are about to happen. I think they're going to sell an absolute ton of this Onvo L90. I think they're about to make profit in a couple of quarters. I think CATL will actually embrace Nio swap network because I think the government is going to force them to do that. And I think if they want to get to market in time where BYD does not own the entire automotive universe, they need to embrace Nio, not just for their network, but for their cars. I mean, think about this little Firefly with the Choco, a mature Choco network with mature swap. You're going to be able to get it for, and they started selling it with battery as a service so they could sell it at a much less price, even though there really functionally is no battery as a service. But I think they're going to give you some charging credits. Oh, whatever. Oh, whatever. Yada, yada, yada. Oh, I know, Peter. I'm about to peter out. No pun intended. Peter Pumpkinator. Sound like David Putty. Key charge? To get it started. Anyway, guys, I don't know. Nio shit the bed today. I didn't, but I feel like I did. I just don't know where this thing's going to go. My sense is it's not going to crash back under, you guys want to know something about Nio too? I mean, not for nothing, but they work this stock hard in sort of 50-cent ranges, I guess you could say. Sorry, I don't have this in front of me. I was looking at it earlier. Probably will take me too long to actually figure it out, but I wouldn't be too scared of this. Like, this range that it's sitting in right here is, a 50-cent range. It often does this. So it's basically kind of sitting between 5 and 450 right now. And it's, consolidating a little bit in there. Of course, there are a couple of outliers there, but then look over here again. I'm not planning this, but it's trading between like 475 and 520. Not exactly 50 cents, but my point is, it just likes to trade in those ranges. Here is 450 to basically 4. I mean, here you're looking at 420 to 380, almost exactly in this little range here. Here you're looking at 383, and lo and behold, will that be 330? 340. So pretty close. But when they sort of get the algo going, like to algo hold this in a range, they like to work 50-cent ranges. So I wouldn't be too scared of this thing bouncing off the 450 area. Just I don't really think it's any cause for alarm per se. Anyway, guys. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Not a Lurker's a hell of a grill, man. This guy will send me some photos of what he's grilling up. I'm like, do you just adopt me? Just adopt me. Anyway. I take care of my kids. Not worker says. I'm a lawyer. That's what Star Jones says. Hexacon Lexicon's coming in with his contribution. Peter Penis. Thank you, sir. It's enlightening. Yeah, some good H2O. I just don't spit in the cooler. Dude, Adam Sandler is absolutely brilliant. Turn any like 3-minute bad SNL sketch into a giant feature film. Just make hundreds of millions of dollars. Guy must be a fucking genius. And every movie he casts himself is like just these like 10 plus women are just falling all over him. Hey, everybody. Jennifer Aniston is my ugly friend. Playing my beard in this one. So my real love interest, Brooklyn Decker, can reveal herself. Totally realistic. I mean, I know movies aren't realistic. Like, you know. Like you could see women kind of falling for like Sean Connery. Like, oh. It's like Adam, the Sandman, just like, oh no, that's my friend. What are you talking about? No. Jen Aniston, well, she's only a 9. Won't do for one of my films. Or that lady like banging like Pete Sampras's wife or whatever. I think is she okay? I think she got cancer or something. Bridget something? I can't remember. Beautiful woman, great actress. She was really good in that movie. She's been in other stuff too. Kind of looked like the lady who was in Wings. I think it was a different person. Not really sure. Happy Gilmore. Go to your happy place. Anyway, guys, I don't really know what this show's been about from the jump. Basically a big turd salad. You derived any value from this show? I don't know how. I certainly didn't. I think you're all a lot dumber for having been here. But you make your choices and you got to live with them. And frankly, my audience made a lot of bad ones. Reflect, repent, come back just a little bit better tomorrow. I'll try to do the same, guys. Soon, Poco Moss.